Okay, hello, this is Ava McCormack, and this is the video for one of the backends for Sprint 3. So in this sprint, I worked on cookies and sessions. So last time I tried to do JWT authentication, but it was a little too complex for what we needed. So instead I switched it to cookies and sessions. So when you log in, you'll get a cookie that says logged in, and the value is the user ID. So in the future, we could change this and like hash it and make it harder to completely hack. But for now, it's just the user ID. Um, and then, so I applied that to several functions, such as updating the profile, deleting it, and adding new listings. So that's another thing I did for this sprint is I added the ability to um, add products to the database, and so it'll save the user ID that added the product, the name, the tag, and the price. I also included the ability to add photos to the corresponding product, and the images are saved in another table. So in this table, they receive the product ID and the name of the file and the path. So instead of saving the file in the database, we're just saving the path, and we're saving the actual image in um, a folder. So it's in front-end assets or source assets uploads. So previously when we wanted to update the user, we had to include the user ID in the path. But now with cookies and the sessions, we just have to write update profile, and we can change whatever we want for that user. So right now we're changing the first name, and there you can see it changed. If we go to the database, it also reflects that change. Next, we can look at the uploading a product. So right here, it'll be / new listing, and the format is still JSON. So if we wanted to try to sell a computer, we just write all of that and we send that. Right now we have the cookie with the user ID 19. So this product will be associated with user 19. And then if we want to add images to that, we just add that next part of the path, and we add images to form data. So right now the key is file, and the value is a JPEG. So we're gonna send that, and right now the product ID, I'm still working on this part. So right now it still is the associated user ID, but I'm working on making it so it's the associated product ID. I think I'll probably do a cookie for that, but I'm still unsure about how we're implementing the adding a listing, so it depends on that. So if we look in the database, we can see that there's populated, and if we look in the uploads file, we can see the JPEG right there, and that's it.
Okay, hi, my name is Natasha Saint-Hilaire, and this is my video for Sprint 3 for the back end. So pretty much in terms of changes that we made since Sprint 3, well, first and foremost, I installed Python onto my computer, and I decided to use the Tavern testing suite just because I felt like the syntax was easier to follow compared to the unit tests that are set up compared to the unit tests that are done in Go. So here, yeah, the syntax is very straightforward. It's very clean. And so moving on from the unit test, however, when my group was getting together to discuss our next steps, we talked about having like a chat feature where users would be able to communicate with one another and be able to message each other about potential products. So I created a new directory um, called package, in which I have this client class here. We're also using like the WebSocket as well from GorillaMux in order to create a pool where people can message each other. So these would be my next steps for the project, is focusing on implementing the chat feature and especially getting that integrated into um, the app integrated with Angular so that we can have the chat box and make sure that that is good for both the back end and the front end. But yeah, so pretty much I've found a new methodology for doing unit tests, and I continue to use Tavern as we continue to write more code and create increase the functionality of our project. And I will also continue to be working on the chat feature. And yeah, thank you so much.
I can show mine first.
Okay.
But basically for my end, I just did the login and sign up pages. So for this is still the same main page. And then if you click login, it comes to this page where you can put an email, password, and then there's like two options for login or don't have account. You can sign up. And for the email, like it comes up with an error if you don't like, oh, hold on. Should come up with an error if you don't include like certain things. Like, oh, maybe not. Okay, well, it's a
A book for later.
but yeah, basically just that. And then if you enter, it just goes back to the same page. I was having trouble with this button not going to the sign up page, so I'll just show you the sign up. Just enter first name, last name, same thing basically, but with like actually creating an account. And then unit tests. Oh, not looking too good, but those are the unit tests for which one is that? That's the login.
It's okay. This will be
And then 3 for the other one. But basically just did unit tests for login and sign up.
okay. And then this week I was working on, well, this past couple weeks, been working on like the seller page, so essentially the page that comes up when the person's trying to like create their listing. So I think I already have this page open. Just in case. So very, very bare bones right now, but basically kind of similar to how Hannah's been doing it. So you got like the first name, last name, all this kind of stuff, and then you put in the phone number, the street address, so you can submit that once you're done. And then there's a section for the product info, and so we have like a description box that you can type in, like, you know, all the product descriptor words, hoping to get sort of like drop down menu for the tags, because on our main menu page we have like, oh, this is the living room, kitchen, all that kind of stuff. So I want to have it so people can choose from like those options. And then we have a upload for uploading like images and stuff like that. However, I was having trouble getting the gallery for it to show up, so that's something that I want to work on later. And then we also have like the pricing and stuff like that. So you can put the price of the product, preferred payment methods, shipping price, that kind of thing. And then we also have a back to home feature that takes you back to the main menu. My main menu looks disgusting because I don't have like the assets and stuff like that. But once we link them up, then it'll be good. But yeah.
Perfect.
God awful. They're the same ones from last sprint, I believe. Terminal test. I don't know where they went. Usually they all show up as a list. We can look here. Oh, Windows 10 error, I see. It's a software issue. Well, wish I knew what to do about that, but I don't. The last sprint has like the tests and stuff like that. We didn't add any new ones as far as on my end, so I don't know what in the world is happening. Now it's just like some stuff sharing.